Sheila, first of all, congratulations. And you and I were just talking a moment ago about the last thing you expected to happen on a Thursday was to get a call from the Commissioner of Higher Education asking you to be the interim president of the University of Montana.
That's right. It was a big surprise. It was actually, I think, Wednesday afternoon, just the afternoon prior, but it was very short notice, so I had to think, quickly about it. So,
Sure.
big surprise.
Now, what kind of considerations? I know that having been the Commissioner of Higher Education before and years of experience in this realm, but what were the machinations that your mind and heart, and of course your family, went through before you decided this was a good thing to do?
First was, do I have a real commitment to whatever the task would be? And of course, to assist the University of Montana in a time of transition and turmoil, the answer to that was a big emphatic yes. And the second was, do I want to step away from my consulting and my, wonderful family work I do and retirement activities? And the fact that it's on an interim basis made me say again, sure, if called upon, I'll say yes. And I think who wouldn't?
Okay. Now, what specifically will be your duties, Sheila, as interim president?
My job will be the full job of a president. So, and that is a job I know and have held. So it's as varied as every leadership decision that presidents have to make, including, helping universities. Sometimes they're in more tranquil times, and sometimes any of us who have served in those roles know sometimes they're a little more, topsy-turvy. And so I will just have to do and help the great people there, the cabinet members, the student leaders, faculty leaders, everyone, all of us, pull together to meet the big challenges that a university has, and they've been pretty well broadcast and summarized in the media. So it'll be the full presidential job.
Now, are there any, in the short time that you've had to think about it and consider it, are there any substantive changes or things that you can add with your experience, in your life experience and your administrative experience, things that you can add to the office of the president, knowing that you're not going to be there for a terribly long time?
Peter, it's such short notice that, sure, I bring a whole new perspective into the office, so I already have some thoughts and ideas, but what I will certainly do first is to listen to the natural leaders and leaders in place on campus to say, what great ideas do we have in place, or perhaps that I can supplement or add some oomph to. So I don't need to preempt people who've been giving their heart and soul to ideas of change for months, if not years. I need to know what their good ideas are and supplement those with my good ideas, and then hope that creates a great chemistry and we go forward.
Now, have you received any word at all from Commissioner Christian as to how long this job might last for you?
Yes, the commissioner anticipates that in ideal world, the search will be professionally run. It won't be fast-tracked, but it would still finish by June 30th. So that's ideal. Sometimes searches take a little longer, and that's fine if that needs to be the case. But ideally, it's just 6 months, June 30th.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this, and I'm not sure. I'm sure people have probably asked you this. Would you be open to the full-time job yourself?
I would not.
Okay. All right. So that's easy.
Yeah.
Okay. So in your view, as you look at the challenges that the University of Montana is facing right now, what kind of person would be able to come in and step in and really make the university, perhaps, I'm not sure if it's possible to bring it back to, quote, the glory years when our enrollment was equal to or greater than anybody else's. What kind of person would it take to sit in that office and make a success?
First, I do want to challenge the premise that glory years are equivalent to enrollment. And I don't mean to be argumentative, Peter, because we all know that enrollment is an issue and it relates to funding. But I still think, knowing as many faculty and students there as I do and how much they are, what great work they're doing and how much students appreciate, that there are many aspects of the university are in full flower and as much of their glory blooming as ever. That said, a new person always, I think, needs to, we always laugh, every presidential search I've been a part of says, well, we just want the new person to walk on water. So the characteristics of being able to walk on water are, wisdom and intelligence and and communication skills and a real sensitivity to students and to learning and to the values of the university and its role in a state and in a community. So how's that for starters?
That's great. Now, what part would the Board of Regents have to play in this search?
The Board of Regents will have to approve the hire when the time comes. I mean, the commissioner makes the recommendation after the search committee does its work. And the board, at least a couple of them, if not all of them, will be, will surely meet and help with the final interview stages, because the board ultimately is really responsible with the commissioner to ensuring that we make a great choice.